Welcome back to Supers Live. We are trying to figure out exactly what everything that happened out there, because it was kind of a crazy race with cars really falling off. But the one car that didn't fall off, that dominated this event, was the number 41 Mayfield Missile by Icing's on top. Keith put one on you, pal. Keith, congratulations. You joined the multi-time Port City Kickoff winners list with guys like Miles Maxon, Ray Sand Jr., John Davidson, all former champions. Yourself, a former non-wing champion. You won the first race of the wing season for our 15th anniversary. Now you've won first race of the non-wing season. Are you pretty excited and pretty happy about all that? Do you think that that's going to set the stage for another championship in the non-wing?
Hey, thanks, Bobby, for having me in. We can hope so. Uh, it's yeah, we had a really good race. It really helped starting up front, and getting that clean air. And the car was really good the first part of the race. Second part of the race, I was using too much brakes, and the brakes started falling off. And when it was just real unnerving going, getting down into the corner. I really had to back off. Fortunately, I had built up enough of a lead to do that. But yeah, we're pretty excited about winning this one. This is the second time winning this one. I think I went like a long time before my first, and it's always good to win the first race of the year. At least I'm leading the points for 1 week, so that's a good way of looking at it. But it's unfortunate Rob couldn't make it with us in tonight and couldn't race. I know it had to been, uh, it had to been driving him crazy watching us go around there have fun tonight, and he couldn't do that. So, but the stand up guy that he is, he came in and wanted to help out at least. And kudos to him. We all appreciate that. Appreciate what you do, Bobby, on race night and with Supers. Got to thank Kevin Timmons, um, for all the hard work he does to make us look pretty good out there. Got to thank Icy's on top and Cindy. And yeah, we're just pretty excited about this first race of the year. And we'll see what happens next week. Next week's going to be a tough one, I think.
Indeed, it sure will. Keith put one on you, pal, coming home with a win here, leading all 50 laps and doing a fine job. Also finishing second in the heat race tonight. A good way to kick off the non-wing season on our 15th anniversary year. Third place goes to Brad Keiser. Brad, you had your hands full in the Little Red Rooster. Southern Hills Storm football team machine was certainly not perfect out there. How wore out are you after 50 laps here at Oswego in your first non-wing event for Supers?
Oh, definitely worn out. Thank you for asking. It was, let's just say, a handful. Normally, I get to run some laps prior, but just been really tied up with some things since the end of the wing season, and really only ran a few laps before we jumped on tonight and kind of hit on something quick. But definitely, I got to work on the stability of the car a little bit longer. I knew that. And again, want to thank, obviously, First to Finish servers for everything they do, hosting this. Again, Rob, thank you for hosting while you're out in Chicago. Breeze Graphics, great designs, great intros to all of the racing, just excellent work there. And again, icing's on top. So really, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for everybody's hard work.
Brad, this is a track that you're very familiar with. Your grandfather raced here, and you've crewed on cars here. You live close by. Uh, how different was it racing an online super modified here from what you grew up watching?
Oh, yeah, man, I grew up during, watching the late 80s and the 90s and then again in the early 2000s, and the cars are so much different then than what they are in the video game, and the line has evolved as the track is worn and gone through some things. Um, it's interesting, a lot of the same breaking points in terms of where you're entering one, aiming for that the water grate down inside. Really, 3 and 4 is pretty close, but it's just more fun, just fun getting back on a track that you're familiar with, grew up with the whole time. Obviously, my grandfather took me up there. More importantly, my grandmother, who just passed away, she was really the catalyst to getting me up there every week. And then helping out on Jamie's car for a number of years when he was up there. It was just a lot of fun.
Brad, we're glad that you had fun. We're glad you mentioned your grandmother, one of the first ladies of super modified racing, and the loss felt throughout the super modified community. We're glad you could be in here tonight, knowing that you're still mourning on that loss. So congratulations on a podium finish at third place. Good way to kick off the season, Brad.
Thank you, sir. And how did it feel? I know we had a great battle there ourselves. Tell me a little bit how your car was running there, because you pulled off an excellent second place finish.
That was all luck. There wasn't much skill in that, but it was fun racing. Had some good battles out there tonight, even with only 6 cars. The evil race cars out there on this track, a little bit slick. I think at one point I thought somebody had oiled the track down coming out of turn 2, because you, me, and Derek all got loose at the same time out of turn 2. It was crazy. So definitely got some work to do. From now on, nothing matters so much as doing well in the races and on a regular show after I finally was able to bag the 200 there at the end of last season. So had a good time tonight. I hope everybody else did too, and just glad everybody could be in. Congratulations to Keith, and I also want to say thanks to First to Finish Race Servers, Icing's on Top, Hairbag Studios, BreezeGraphics.com, the Northeast Motorsports Museum, and all of you for tuning in tonight to SUPRS Live on the SUPRS Broadcasting Network on Twitch and supers.net. Don't forget, within 72 hours, we'll have this race edited and up on our YouTube channel, and you can enjoy the entire playlist there, from show open through heat races, a 50-lap feature, and the show close. So don't forget to follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/supersonline, and on Twitter, where you can see retweets and real super modified racing action, as well as stay up to date with the Supers racing season. Next week, we've got a 45-lap main event with NASCAR heat. That's right, we said NASCAR heat. Originally came out in the year 2000. It was our original mod that we made for online super modified racing, and we're going to be running it next week, and it's part of the SupersHeatFinder.net Super Modified Summer Challenge Series. We hope to see all of you back here for that event. A little bit different than rFactor, and maybe more archaic and more arcade-like, but certainly not any easier to run out there and put in 45 clean laps. So we hope we can see you all there next week here on the Supers Broadcasting Network. Congratulations again to our winner here tonight, Keith Put One on You Powell out of Carrollton, Ohio, in the Mayfield Missile Icings on Top number 41, leading all 50 laps of the 15th annual Port City Kickoff. We'll see you next week. Until then, keep it wing side up and wheels to the ground.
Well, if you're gonna do it, I say do it with someone you love. And if you're going through it, I say do it with someone you love. I've been around a long time, in and out of love. But if you're gonna do it, I say do it with someone you love.